Good day. Um, Today we will be going over some web design and HTML basics. And the software we're using in this module is Adobe Dreamweaver. And I'm going to go over just a little bit of history, first of all, and then go through lesson week three, and show you how to complete that particular assignment. Now, we'll be probably doubling up with discussion and an assignment on this coming up this week period to just take us through and show us where we need to be right now. Back then, we did coding by ourselves. Whenever we wanted to design a web page, we had to do coding ourselves. And I'm going to actually share my screen right now and just show you basically how to go over the assignment, as well as just take you a little bit to what HTML and CSS involved. First of all, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is a web design code language used on the World Wide Web. They've got several different languages out there. Dreamweaver uses HTML, CSS. It uses all kind of languages. But this particular one, we're going to start with the basics. And the HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And also we're going to do CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. And the style sheet is, if you, and I'm going to explain what a style sheet is. A style sheet is a cascading style sheet is if you are to create like a template for one element on the page, that particular element will apply to all of the other elements if you design it to do that. And we'll get a little bit of clarification as far as what I'm talking about once we get into it. First of all, let me show you how we used to do coding back in the day, and I'm going to share my screen right now. And we're just going to go through, and I'm going to show you how we used to design web pages back then. And this may take about 2 or 3 minutes. We used to use these things called tags. A tag is anything that has a less than sign, HTML. That's the language you're using. And every time we use that particular tag, we got to close it out with a less than sign / HTML. And it's sort of like making a sandwich. So everything is going to go between this. And this is like on the back end, the code. And so we're going to create code. And then what we're going to do is we're going to interpret it once we open up our web page, our browser, so to speak. We got our head tag, which put head / HEAD. And in our head tag, we have a title. And the head tag mainly is where our cascading style sheets programming goes in it. And I'll just show you what that goes. And I'm gonna show this is all gonna tie into how Dreamweaver operates and works, because when you're using Dreamweaver, you no longer have to do all this, what I'm showing you now. You have title, and we gotta close it out with the title. And the title by page can be, I'm just gonna put my web page. So before I go any further, let's do one more thing. We're gonna do the body too. The body, and we're gonna close it out with the body. And the way we close it out, like I said, is start out with a less than sign, word body, close it out, and then we're gonna close out the whole body with the close out tag with body. Now, if we want to make the background a particular color, we would open up a tag that says BG color. And this is just regular web code right now. The color we can put red. Now for each color, there is a what's called a hexadecimal color. And I think you've always learned this in Photoshop maybe, or even Illustrator. And the hexadecimal color is a color. All the colors are in the just like universe are made up of a 6-digit character that is comprised of letters and numbers. So in this particular case, let's see the background color. We're gonna make the background color yellow. And so I'm not going to show you about the hexadecimal color just yet until we get to Dreamweaver. So let's save this first. I'm going to file. I'm going to save. And I'm going to put it in a folder on my desktop. And the folder is going to be my web design folder. And I'm just going to name this particular file. Now, if you I created this particular file in a program called Notepad. So you can create a Notepad, and whatever's on the Apple, there's no equivalent to that one. And so you can create it in that one too. But you don't have to do this. I'm just showing you an example. Instead of a text document, it's going to be all files. And I'm going to name the file it's sample.html because it is a hypertext markup language page. Hit save. And now, so what does all this mean? This is right now, it's just interpreting everything to show up on your web page a certain way. So if I go to my web browser, I'm going to go to my web browser and I'm going to open up a new page. And I'm going to hit Control O just to open up a new page, or Option O. Tell you what, let me go to my, we can go from here. Go to my desktop file, that particular file you just saved, or I just saved, and web design. And here's my file right here. It says sample. So if I open up in my web page, this is how it's going to look. So I have nothing right there right now, but if I go in and I just type in some text like, let's see. If I type in, let's just say, I'm gonna put my name in, Robert Powell. I go to File, I go to Save, and if I refresh it, it should have my name up here. If I want to do like a line break, the code for that would be BR, which stands for line break. And I can put Remington College. I go to File, go to Save. I go to refresh when I go back to my browser again, and it's going to put that on here. Now, mind you, now if you don't specify, it's going to put in instead of BG color, put background color. It's not BG color, it's background color. It's actually background. Probably background and then color equals yellow. I've been doing Dreamweaver for a while now, where it does everything for you. So those are just the basics. And then once we get into the complicated part of it, Dreamweaver actually writes all the code for you. So let's now go to our lesson. Save that. Let's go to our lesson now. I'm gonna come out of that and go back to our lesson from last week. Now, our lesson says it's using CSS and HTML basics that you've learned in the previous week. We're going to make some adjustments to the practice file using. So we're going to download our assignment file here. Once you download it, it's going to bring it right here. So what you want to do is, in order to make adjustments to it, you can either go to wherever you download your file at, or you can hit Save As. And I'm not sure this has a Save As on it, but if you go to your download file, it will show you the lesson right here. So let's go to this file right here. Is it lesson 4? No, this is not it. Let me go to my Foxfire. I like using Foxfire. So if I go to let's see, workspaces, and I could always just go to a save as. If you right click on the page itself, go to save as, and what you want to do is I want to go to my desktop folder where my web design stuff is in. And I'm going to go to web design. Make it find a little bit better. Let's go to my desktop. That's where my working folder is right now. Go to web design. And I think the lesson calls for me to name it ABK or something like that. And I'm going to name it h.html. abk.html. So now we get into our lesson right now. So now just lesson. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this particular file out. And now, so we have downloaded our lesson file. And if you open up your folder, you will see that the abk.html file is right here. If you roll over, it will let you know that this is Microsoft Edge HTML document, which is a web file. So let's open this file up in Dreamweaver. So if we download Dreamweaver, which I've got open already, we're going to go to Dreamweaver. Now, Dreamweaver is just like all other Adobe products, software. It's going to have file, edit, view, insert tools, all that other good stuff that you should already know about. We're going to go to file, and we're going to open our file folder up, and everything is going to appear in Dreamweaver. So if we go to my desktop folder where the file is downloaded at, go to website, web design, and we're going to go to the ABK file. Now we're in Dreamweaver. And what I want to do is I want to kind of collapse this a little bit. Let me just move it over just a little bit here so I can see more of the page itself. Now we have a page that's viewable, and we have a page, and we have the code itself. And as you see, if you look on the coded part, anything you make up here will be interpreted right here. So you can write the code right here, and you can code it up in here. So I think the lesson calls for, let's go to the first step. It says to make sure you're in split mode. So the screen is in split mode, the viewable mode, and the code mode. And it says add the name of the class in the title of the page. And so the title, which is right here, title, change this title to your name of your class. And we're going to name this web design. And anytime you make a change, this is what I want you to do. I want you to always save it. No matter what you do, always save your file. So, and let's just go ahead and let's open up this file right now. So I'm going to go to open, which is Control O or Control Option on the Mac and ABK. And as we see in the head, usually appears right up here. This is the head. And so we change it to web design. So this is where the head appears at. So if you change the head in Dreamweaver, right here, it's going to always appear up here as your title. So let's go to instruction number 2. I'm going to close Foxfire out. Let's go to instruction number 2. And it tells us to using the CSS portion. And so this is the CSS portion. Let's go to Dreamweaver. The CSS portion is going to be you scroll down past the body. This is actually the CSS portion. And I know there's a lot of stuff right here that looks very, very foreign to you. But this is like the CSS portion, all of this up in here. And when they ask you for instructions, you have to go and literally search for what they're actually asking for. So let's go to where it says change the margin of the body to 50 pixels. So let's say change the body. So right now, the margin is 100 points. So we're going to change the margin to 50. So just click down here where it's coded, Instead of 100, it's going to be 50. We'll save it. So as we see, it was the body was a little bit wider. It was 100 pixels at first, and now it's changed to 50. So it's shortened up. The margins have shortened up. Change the background of the page to gray. So let's go find where the color is. Right now it says background color is orange. We want to wipe this orange away. We either type in the word gray, and it will give some colors right here to have you select for it. And if you change the gray here, or you could either put in a hexadecimal number, which is, if you type in a number sign, you can choose your grays right here. So let's make it a light gray, I guess. Once you find what you wanted, use this just to kind of gauge, and this is the color this is going to actually be. So you can change that color right there. Once you do that, hit enter, and it changes the background color to gray. Go to File and Save, or Control S, or Option S. Change the H1 font size to 50. Let's go to H1. The font size right now is 46. The H1 font size is going to be 50 now. And as you can see, every time you change something in here, it'll reflect up here. So now it's gotten a little bit bigger. It was 46 points, but now it's 50 right now. I'm going to save that. And basically what you're doing is you're just going through all of these elements right here and changing all of these items. Real simple, real easy. Let's go through a couple more. Align the text H1 to center. So we go to H1. Let's find our H1. And sometimes you guys scroll all the way to the top first. Let's see, H1. Let's put H1. And H stands for heading, by the way. So here's our H1 section. And it says change the H1 font size to 50. Right now, the font size is 50. That's how I've already done it. It's already 50. I'll make all H1 tags underlined. So if we go to our H1 tag, we're going to see right now the text decoration is none. If we highlight the none and we type in underline, it's going to give you an option to hit underline. Just go underline, file, hit save, and that H1 tag where it says insert your name here, it should be underlined. Adjust the padding of the H1 to 10 pixels. So the padding should be, instead of 50, it should be 10. So the padding should be a little bit closer inside instead of it being 50 points. And like I said, you don't have to go up here and hit save, but you can hit Control S on your PC, or you can hit Option S to save it every time. Change the font size of the P tag to 12 points. So the P tag, go back up top, and that's the paragraph. P stands for paragraph, by the way. And sometimes you'll have to adjust the coding in here, and I can send you a list of what a lot of these tags mean. Because sometimes, if you have never done web design in your life, these are what these tags mean. So here's the P tag right here. It wants us to change the P tag to 12 points. So instead of it being 22 points, the font size is going to be 12 points. And so you see it's gotten smaller now. So we went from 22 to 12. And align the text of the P tag to the left. So we're going to make it left. Go back up here. Find our P tag again. And align it instead of it being justified. We're going to type in left. Now it's left instead of justified. Align the text to left, change the color of the P tag to blue. And just like we did with our other color, right now the color is black. We can type in blue, and it should make this text blue. Or you can put in the hexadecimal number. And we'll be going over this a little bit more in depth over the module. And let's go to our next instruction. Change the line height of the P tag to 18. So we go to our P tag again. And you can always pause this, slow it down, stop it or whatever, to just, catch up if you're getting behind. Instead of 35, it's going to be 18. And this should bring it closer together. See how they are close together. Change the font size of the UL to 12. So let's look for our UL tag and our CSS. And by the way, the way we're changing all of this is based on cascading style sheets. So if this is labeled as a UL or UL or UL or a paragraph, they're going to name all those fonts are going to be the same throughout the whole page, depending on what part of the page you designated to be in. So the UL is going to be 12 points. Let's go to UL. See the UL tag here. Let's find that. Here's the UL. And it says the font size is going to be 12. So right now it's 10. It's going to be 12. And adjust the line height to 18. So line height is going to be 18 instead of 50. Change the color of the UL to blue. Instead of white. BLUE, blue. And change the text in the H1 tag to your name. So once we've done all of these, making the adjustments, we're going to go to the H1 tag, the heading 1 tag, which is this right here. So as you see, everything has changed right now. So this is going to be, so insert your name here. We're going to make this your name. So I'll put my name in here. And you can actually change this part over here. Now, if you want to go down here and find it in the code itself, you can. But you can actually just go up here because you can edit this part. This part's going to reflect this part up here, and you can change those accordingly. Now, next instruction, change the text in your P tags to a paragraph that briefly outlines your experience using HTML. And like I said, this is the paragraph tag right here. So you can either change everything right here. You're going to put a description of your experience using HTML. And if you don't have any experience, you can say, I don't have any experience. And if you want to repeat it again, oops. If you would like to repeat it again, I don't have any experience. And just make sure that all your words are spelled properly and all your punctuation marks are proper. corrected. And it says, in all the UL tags, list your goals for this course. So if I click on right here, these are my UL tags. So I click right here. This is the UL, and the UL stands for unlimited list. So want you to put all your goals. You can change the goals right here. You can come down here and change the goals, but I prefer to change it right here. And you can put goal number 1, with that one, goal number 2, with that one. Goal number 2. Come on now. I want you to get down here. Being a little stubborn right now. Goal 2. Goal 3. And whatever your goal is, just list it right here. This is the list. And goal 4. And don't forget to save. File save. And we're winding it down. In your text, list your goal for course. And now what you want to do is you want to save this as AYK3 - your name. So save as AYK 3 - your first name .html in that same folder. And let's see what our last instructions are. You're going to upload this completed HTML file to the assignment area. So you just upload this to your assignment area and go ahead and get this turned in, because right now it's a little bit late, but go ahead and get it turned in. And now what we want to do is now we've had the page open. So we've done all this in Dreamweaver, but now we're going to go to an actual web browser. We want to open it up. And this is what it looked like when we first started on it. But now if you hit your refresh button, this is what it's going to look like right now. This is what it should look like. Your first name, first and last name. I think I might have skipped a step 2. Align the H1 text to center. So there is a step I missed. Align this text right here, the H1 text. This should be centered. And let's go down and let's find out H1 in here. The only thing about the coding is you have to go in here and just look for stuff. So instead of it text align left, it's going to be text align center. So once we put hit center, it's going to center this particular text. Let's go to file, let's go to save. And we refresh this, refresh it. Did I hit save? I did. Refresh it. I guess it is center based on what the text we have right here. And you can open up this in any browser. You can open this in Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Firefox, and it should give you the same result. Should give you the same result. So that is our lesson for Dreamweaver. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions or any problems or any challenges when it comes to these particular lessons. I'm about to get ready to forward over the other lesson either right now or first thing in the morning. So you should have that so you can get these assignments completed in on time. Like I said, let me know if you have any questions, and I look to seeing you all real soon. Thanks.